This is the moment that I truly started believing in God. And I've never really talked about this stuff on the channel, so you can hear the tone of my voice is a little different. This is very personal. I felt the calling to share this story. Number one, because I have a following. You know, faith to me is very important. You guys have heard me talk about faith before, not necessarily in a religious context or a spiritual context, but in the context of believing in yourself. This story I'm about to share with you, number one, is very crazy. Just a ridiculous story. But number two was the catalyst to me really taking my faith seriously. Many of you don't know this, but when I was 7 years old, my two older half-brothers, who are significantly older than me, they disappeared from my life. They had issues with their mother. They're, not my mom, but it was my dad's previous marriage, that she was apparently very abusive. I don't know, I was 7 years old, so I could be totally wrong, but that was the story I heard, that she was very abusive, and they ran away. Okay, they ran away. They were 10 years older than me, so he turned 17, 18 at the time, and they left. They left, and they went to the East Coast. And that was the last time I ever heard from them ever again. All right. Fast forward 13 years. So I'm 20. It's been 13 years since I've spoken with my two brothers. My two older brothers, I should say specifically. At this time in my life, I was going on a very serious self-development binge. And you guys know when I binge stuff, I go crazy. Like, I read everything. I read every article. I watch every YouTube video. I do everything. And I was all about self-development. I was reading Think and Grow Rich, Psycho-Cybernetics, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean, you can name all the books. I'm reading them all at this point. And I'm reading articles about them. And one of the articles I read was that all of these self-development principles that are being written about in these books, they all originally come from the Bible. Now, I had always believed in God. I was never like an atheist or anything like that, but I'd never really taken my faith very seriously. I prayed every night, but that was the extent. I didn't really subscribe to a particular religion. I just was it was there, right? Initially, I was like, I'm going to read the Bible just for scientific purposes. Like, I want to know the source material of these self-development books. That's all I wanted to know. And at that time, I was living at home with my mom, and I said, Mom, do we have a Bible? My mom says, Spencer, I grew up Jewish. We do not have a Bible. And I said, okay. And she said, but I'll see if Dad has one. My mom grew up Jewish. My dad grew up Christian/Catholic, kind of weird situation. Anyways, long story short, the answer was no. We did not have a Bible. And I kind of just forgot about it. It was like one thing led to another. I forgot about it. Like a month later, I was like, hey, Mom, did you ever look into that? She was like, I think I did. I'll double check with Dad. A month after that, it's kind of the same thing, one of those things you kind of forget about. And fast forward to November, and it's Thanksgiving. We eat dinner as a family, and I go back to my bedroom, and I have a missed call and a voicemail from this unknown number. And I was like, this is like really strange. Like, who's calling me on Thanksgiving dinner? Like, this is like weird, right? And at first I didn't listen to it because I'm like, it's probably just a spam call or whatever. Then like an hour or two later, I was like, I'll listen to it. And wouldn't you believe who it is? My brother, Kyle. I have not heard his voice in 13 years. And he says, hey, Spencer, I don't know if this is your number or not, but I just felt compelled to reach out to you. I want to have a relationship with you. And, I just wanted to wish you happy Thanksgiving and hope you're doing well. And if you'd like to chat with me, please call me back. This is my number. So, of course, I called him back, and we ended up talking for a few minutes. And then we began texting. And, it was kind of an emotional time, right? Like, I haven't talked to my brother in 13 years. And when I say texting, I mean, like, we're texting like one text a week. Okay, like, very limited. Fast forward now to Christmas time. We're having this family Christmas party. And I get a text from Kyle, my older brother. And he says, Spencer, look, I have to come into town, Jan, 1st to 5th, because his mom, not my mom, his mom's mom was in the hospital on her deathbed, and he was going to fly back into California to visit her. So sure enough, he does. He flies over here, and he says, look, while I'm here, I would love to meet with you and spend an afternoon with you or a few hours or whatever it is. And I said, sure, that'd be great to do. So fast forward a few days, we meet at this outdoor mall called the Irvine Mall. We're walking around this mall, and by the way, it's freezing outside. Okay, it's like, 60 degrees, which is freezing for California, okay? And he's walking around with a t-shirt, carrying a jacket. And I'm like, dude, aren't you cold? He's like, bro, I'm living in Virginia. This is not cold. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And we caught up, and it was like, again, a very emotional conversation. I'm talking to this person in 13 years. He told me he's working for NASA now, and all these things that have happened in his life that I haven't heard about. And last time he saw me, I was 7 years old, so I was catching him up on my whole life. And about an hour in, we said, look, we're both kind of hungry. Let's stop by and let's eat some food. So we sit down, and we're sitting at California Pizza Kitchen, okay, the one and only. And we're getting some pizza, and we're just chopping it up. And I look at my watch, and I'm like, dude, listen, I got to run. I got to go coach a basketball practice. I'm like, this has been amazing. And thank you so much for coming to see me. And I go and I give him a hug. And he looks at me and he says, Spencer, I actually have a gift for you. I said, what's the gift? He says, well, while I was here, I was digging through like my old stuff when I was a kid, and I found this. It's like, it's Dad's old Bible when he went to Catholic school in 7th grade. And I was like, in my head, I was like, holy moly, like, this is weird, right? Like, my brother I haven't talked to in 13 years just came out of nowhere and gave me a Bible. Like, this is really weird. By the way, my brother's gay, okay? So I bring that up because he's not necessarily a very religious person. So the fact that he gave me a Bible on top of just the fact that he came out of nowhere is just even weirder, right? And this Bible was one of those Bibles that was a zipper, right? You had to unzip it. And it hadn't been opened since my dad was in 7th grade. And I know this for a fact because Kyle, my brother, hands it to me, and he's like, dude, I couldn't unzip it. He's like, so if you could just give this to Dad, just as a gift from me, that'd be great. And I remember leaving it and like being really weirded out and getting in my car and putting it in the passenger seat. And I'm just like driving, like looking at it like the whole time. Like, this is like really weird. And coach my practice. Long story short, get it home. And I didn't know what to do because, my dad, the rest of my family didn't know I had talked to Kyle. And I didn't want to cause any issues. And I was like, really, I don't know what to do. And I looked at this Bible, I'm like, I got to open this Bible. Right? Like, I got to open this thing. This is obviously like a sign I got to read this Bible, right? So I go and I start trying to, and it took me 30 minutes to get this darn Bible open. So I rip the thing, finally rip it open, right? Get the zipper open. And I start reading Genesis. And like, I don't know very much about the different versions of the Bible, but let's put it this way. It was like reading a foreign language. I have no idea what the heck this was all about. It was very intense. Let's put it that way. So I was like, okay, well, this is very difficult to read. And I started kind of skimming through the pages. And as I was skimming through the pages, this note falls out. And I open the note, and it's in my dad's handwriting. And it says a Bible verse. It says Revelations 3:18 was the what was written down in this note. And that really freaked me out because I was born in the 3rd month of the year on the 18th day, 3:18. And this was clearly written when my dad was like in 7th grade, or at the bare minimum written before I was born, right? So it was very, very strange. Long story short, I was like, okay, well, I clearly need to read the Bible. I don't know if I can read this one. I ended up reading a different one that I could actually understand. And it really changed my life because as kind of crazy as that whole story is, it made me realize that there is, God is out there and he's watching you. And listen, when you're ready to open your heart to God and have a relationship with him, that he is ready and waiting for you. So that was the message of this video. I know it's quite a turn from what we normally talk about on this channel, but I just felt compelled to share that story with you. And I hope you enjoyed it. So with that being said, if you did, subscribe to this channel. Normally we show kind of business, how to make money, motivational stuff on this channel. But once in a while, if you guys enjoy stuff like this, I'll talk about this stuff too. So yeah, subscribe, drop a like, hit the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video.